You may not know the name Holista Colltech, but this homegrown biotech company is trying to make you healthier, starting with the staff of life, white bread. It has been demonized as being one of the causes of bad health problems, but today we're talking to Datuk Dr. Rajen, the founder of the company, as to how they're trying to make white bread less of a villain. We have with us today Dr. Rajen, who's going to talk to us about how the company wants to neutralize, well, at least the bad effects of white bread. So your company, Holista, is actually listed on the Australian Stock Exchange. You guys are coming up with an additive that you're going to add to white bread that will drop the GI content. So GI, basically, lower GI means you're fuller for longer, you cut out all the snacks. I gotta ask, Doctor, why did you start with bread? Western countries, yes, it's the staff of life there, but in like Asian countries, it's rice. So why bread?
Well, bread is an industry that is big enough to be disrupted. It's an organized industry. It's 170 billion US, right? So it's an industry looking for some disruption. Rice is a much larger industry, but it's not organized. So people cook their own rice, they buy rice off the shop. So you can't talk to big players. Whereas with bread, in any country, you can talk to top 2 or top 3 players, and you pretty much talk to everybody. So, and globally, we're all going to consume more and more bread. It's an increasing westernization of the diet. The Japanese, for the first time in human history last year, took more wheat than rice. So it's a major shift in trend. And it's a much more organized industry. If you go to any country and you talk to the top 3 players, you pretty much cover the whole market.
So what is actually the name of this additive, because it's not out yet?
It's called Panatura GI. We work with our Swiss partner. They provide the Panatura, which is a sourdough. It's Europe's leading sourdough called Panatura. And the GI is our product. So combined together, it will bring down the glycemic index. As you said rightly before, you will feel less hungry, you'll be more full, you'll have more energy, you'll have less likely to feel sleepy between meals because your blood sugar is a lot more calmer.
How does Holista plan to do that? I mean, how do you plan to sell this idea to the big guys? Okay,
although we are listed, we are still very small and we don't have the kind of reach and the kind of resources to do this. So we've partnered with Veripan, the people behind Panatura. They are 27 years in the industry, they've got good links. And we're going to go strictly on a B2B model. We're not going to do B2C at all. So we're going to go to every market on the planet, or at least the major markets, and talk to the top 2, top 3, top 5 bread players and work with them. And they will then launch this product into the shelves of whoever their partners are.
So you're actually launching it as what the partners that you're looking at, because it's not launched yet. It's going to launch it.
It's going to be launched in the first quarter of next year.
So when you go to these bread manufacturers, you're going to tell them, look, we have this additive that it's going to like neutralize the bad effects of white bread, the bogeyman, so to say, and you can then market it as that. Is that so? Yes, you can tell them that they can market it.
We have the formula for the world's first low GI white bread, and that's a big deal. In fact, Jean Brand-Miller, who is with the University of Sydney, when she was interviewed on Australian TV, actually said that this is the holy grail of the industry, to come up with a low GI white bread.
So here's the thing, you actually have a JV with Naja Foods.
We do.
I think people in Asia don't really know the name. Her name's Naja Piaka. She's been on Oprah, single mother, she wanted to do things. So she wanted to make stock foods healthier. She's got a huge issue with giving baked goods to the like of like McD and Subway. How did this partnership come about with Holista?
It's very interesting. We got to know Naja maybe a year ago, and we actually approached her because we knew that she was into, and I met her at a trade show, and she was into testing of all these foods, and she was very big on low fat. And I told her, look, low fat is gone. Now it's all low carb, and we are the leader in that segment. And she was very keen on gluten. So she started working with us, and she took our ingredient, put it into her products, and she liked the way it tasted, and it didn't change the flavor. And she got very excited. And I met her in New York one day, and I convinced her, said, let's do a joint venture. Let's not just be a distributor relationship. Let's be a joint venture. We've already started talking, and we've got some very important undertakings with some of the biggest players in the world already. But the big companies move slowly. I don't expect to see anything for a year. But in the interim, our panatura, which is sourdough, that might take off much more sooner.
McDonald's, arguably biggest fast food chain in the world, biggest consumer of like meat, potatoes, and all of that. They have committed to making their menu healthier, I'm in quotes, right? They're healthier. So what they're doing is less preservatives, less antibiotics in all their meats, trying to go GMO free. The biggest thing for them was that they want to take out high fructose corn syrup, which is known to be major leads in like diabetes, obesity, cancer. They're taking it out and they're replacing it with sugar. So this kind of move that McDonald's see, where does Holista see opportunity in that? Because surely if you can sell to McDonald's and say, I can make your stuff healthier, you can promote it as at least being neutral and not so thing, surely that's worth billions.
Yes, it is. And that's the opportunity we sense. And that's why we have a joint venture in the US with somebody like Nadja, who's already talking to them in some form or shape. In fact, Nadja's been supplying her muffins to McDonald's for 23 years. She's a preferred supplier, and she's supplying also to Subway. So that's why we chose to work with Nadja, so that she can speed up that whole relationship rather than we go there and knock on doors all over again. And she's already had discussions with them in some way or some form with all the big players, not just McDonald's, but just all the players, because we really think that this is something that the time has arrived. The big boys just need to know that we have an option. They might not take it, but they know the option is on the table.
Is this going to be Holista's big project for the next few years? Are you going to keep refining it?
Yes. Well, we've spent about 3 million Australian already on this project. And we don't think we need to spend a lot more now. We've more or less refined that. We've got some tests and some work just to localize our products wherever in the world. But yeah, this is a major focus and a major thrust going forward. After the bread, we're going to go and look at muffins. We're going to look at crotons. We've just signed up to do work with low GI noodles.
There you have it, Holista Colltech. Under the radar, but certainly has very, very big dreams. With a lot of signings on the horizon, it seems to be that Holista Colltech will not be able to keep its name a secret that much longer. Whether it will succeed, time will tell.